Hello, I am Wallas, the Polish toy guy. Welcome to my video review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Legends Class Devastator Part 1, in which I'm going to talk about first 2 out of 7 components that create him. This is Scrapper and Longhaul. Now, I'm recording this right now because my Polish viewers over at my Polish channel Recenzje Zabawek Wallasa have been asking me to record a review of Devastator for quite a long time now, and I finally decided to surrender and actually record what they want me to. And I thought that since I'm already in the Devastator mood and I prepared the necessary words and ideas in my head, why not capitalize on it and record this in English as well. So here we are, and I'm not sure when I will record the second part, but I can tell you this is different from the Polish version, because in Polish I'm recording these individually, one video per one component, but here I think I'm just going to do 4 reviews, 2 components, 3 components, and then Devastator. Oh, and one more thing, because these reviews are designed to follow the patterns of their Polish counterparts, just like in them, I am also skipping the comparisons for these individual reviews, and I'm going to compare all of the components of Devastator, both in separate and in combined form, once I go to Devastator himself. I think this will make the videos slightly shorter, and we're not missing out on anything, because with Legends class toys, I think comparing them once will suffice. So let's start the main review by talking about the alt modes. Longhaul transforms into a very green dump truck, about 6 centimeters long, and Scrapper transforms into, well, that's debatable. Some people call this a front-load shovel, some would call it a bulldozer, and I think a term, what was that? Oh, a loader tractor would also suffice. I'm not sure, I guess that's up to you how you want to call them, but this does not change the fact that both of these alt modes are quite nice. In fact, maybe I shouldn't start recording Devastator by showcasing 2 of my 3 favorite components at the first video. Oh well. As you can see, they don't have all that much paint on them, but they more than make up for that with the amount of detailing they have. The sculpt is great for something this small, and with proper lighting conditions, these details shine. I really like how they look. Perhaps I even like Scrapper a bit more because he has more details shining through, and we have ladders, we have stairs, we have pistons, we have the bucket, because that's not a blade, no. We have an over-painted cabin, a small Decepticon logo, and some things like, I think, smokestacks and a connector port for Devastator that I'm not going to discuss in this video. And we have 4 wheels with painted rims, and this of course rolls quite nicely. And for Longhaul, we also have lots of nice details, again painted rims, this time green. He rolls on the floor really nicely, and as you can see, his dump bed is not hollow, so you can transport something on him but not inside of him. Not a big problem considering this is Legends class and bigger classes did not fare up any better than he does. So these are 2 small, nice construction vehicles. I really like how they turned out. Now, the question is whether they will turn out as well in their robot modes. I'll be very honest with you, I think they do, but in order to show you that, I have to transform them. So let's start with Longhaul. This is a very simple transformation. We first have to separate the bottom of the vehicle from the bed, like that, and we pull this down, and we can already separate the legs and deploy his toes. Now we can go to the bed, lower it down, and now separate it into the arms. And Longhaul's robot mode is now complete. So now let's go over to Scrapper, who is equally easy, especially when we transform him to robot mode. When we transform him back, he is slightly problematic, but we're not going to talk about it right now. So let's start his transformation by getting his cabin from here to here on this swivel hinge. It will friction land into position. And also I might as well add that this is the weakest part of the whole mode in terms of stability. It doesn't shake off down when you do things like that with him, but if you just accidentally touch this with your finger, this will easily pop off. Not in a way that will expose the head, but still it will go out of place. The connection points for these are not very strong. Okay, back to the transformation. We have to separate the bucket into two pieces that we can already rotate out. This will create the foot. And now we can get this somehow out of the way to separate the core bits. That will form the arms, like this. There we go. And now we have this horizontal hinge that we have to use to swing this out. And we do this on the other side as well. And when we do it that way, it's much easier. When you try to stick everything inside between the legs, when transforming him back to vehicle mode, it may become a bit tricky due to clearances, but transforming him to robot mode is really easy. And now we just tidy it up. And Scrapper's robot mode is also complete. And I have to say, the first impression on both of these toys is great. Like I said, two of my top 3 robots from this subgroup, and their visual design just works for me. And I'm going to tell you right now why. Starting with Longhaul, because I reviewed him in Polish first. He is a small yet very visually massive toy thanks to these large, if not a bit hollow, shoulder pieces. These give him a lot of great presence, which is excellent considering the fact that he has very little paint apps. On this mode we have the knee guards, we have a part of the chest, very tiny dots of red paint for his eyes, and a few more bits for his combined mode. But otherwise, again, the sculpture does the majority of visual work for this toy. And for this size, I really like what I see. This looks great, this looks great. Not really a big fan of how hollow the arms are, but I can live with that considering the whole looks great, even if it's not exactly poseable. Well, I'm not expecting posability from a Legends class toy, but as you will see in a second with Scrapper, you could technically attempt something. But here we can move the arms to the sides. Also use the transformation joint to move the arms forward, but that's hardly convincing. And we have ball-jointed hips to make a half split. Forward kick, backward kick. Only like that unless we move this up, then there's no problem at all. But that's not exactly posability that would allow us to make anything very impressive, anything convincing. It's more for the transformation than for the use of the toy when it's in its separate robot mode. But again, I don't mind. Overall, I really like this toy. And I can say the same about Scrapper. This design, I think, is the most humanoid of all 7 robots from this subgroup. And for some reason, whenever I look at this guy, I think of a yellow-painted alien xenomorph. I don't know why, but I simply do. He is very skinny, almost skeleton-like, but I think this aesthetic works really great. It kind of makes him scary. Imagine seeing something like that when it's in 1:1 scale. Yes, it's yellow, but look at that. It's pretty much a mechanical skeleton. How is that not threatening to look at? I really like his multi-claw hands. Again, all of the mechanical details of vehicle mode are nicely incorporated into this mode, making him both humanoid and very machine-like. Looks really, really great. And like with Longhaul, sculpting makes all the difference. Not all that much paint, but I don't mind. With my lighting conditions, this looks wonderful. And is also more poseable. As you can see, we have ball joints for the shoulders, which are not limited by anything, so you can actually move the arms forward, and even more if you want to, at an angle. And we have ball jointed hips, so we can have very high kick, both sides, and again, half split. And let's not forget about the head, which I think is actually not all that much Bayformerish. We have a simple yet decently detailed helmet with a battle mask or faceplate and a visor that looks like a red piece of a star that was cut from above. Interesting look, simple, but I like it, even if I don't think it fits all that much with other Bayformers, which that too might be part of a charm. But overall, again, it's different from Long Haul, but different in a way that makes me like this toy as a separate robot and not just a limb for Devastator. So overall, I think that for the first two components of Devastator, I am happy that I bought the whole set. These two are very nice and both modes are simple to transform. And overall, I think this was in fact a good way to start the review of Devastator. And I'm not sure when I'm going to record the second part, but I'm thinking about soon, probably as soon as I deal with another two components in Polish to keep me in a back-to-back recording mode. But yes, now I'm looking forward to it because these two are very good appetizers for the rest of this set. And that's all for this video review. I will be back with the next one soon. And until then, stay well. Thank you for watching.